The Bastard Munchen players start to walk out, but in the hall, Kaiser reminds Isagi that it's whoever scores the most goals that win, and tells him not to run away. After that, they get out on the field and meet up with the Ubers. The Ubers greet Isagi, and all of them are ready for payback, but the one who's the most fired up of them all is Baru, who goes to Isagi and straight up headbutts him. Isagi notices Baru's red highlights right off the bat and calls him out for it, calling him a narcissist. Even so, Baru says that he's proud over them and that he put them in to celebrate 100 million, while calling out Isagi for only being worth a pity of 50 million. But the Ubers players quickly come to ruin Baru's pride, as Aiku says that Baru suddenly wanted to pump himself up before facing Isagi. Baru quickly denies those claims and says that he suddenly wanted to go for a different look. However, Aryu and Nico add on with Aryu saying that he's like a girl before a date and Nico calling him Princess Baru. And because of that, they end up in a headlock by Baru, you know, just the typical Baru. Aiku then tells Isagi that the ones who'll be sitting on the Blue Lock's throne will be the Ubers, and that just sounds so cold. After that, we get into the Blue Lock Central Monitor Room, where the chairman of the Japan Football Union comes in and tells Ego that Blue Lock Television is amazing and that they are making tons of money. He shows Ego a bunch of mascots he made, but Ego just smashes them into his face. Ego asks if that was all he came for, and the chairman says that it was. However, he also reminds Ego about the promise he made when he approved Blue Lock Television, and I'm so curious to know what the promise was, and if you have any guesses, then please leave it down in the comments. Back on the pitch, Isagi is thinking to himself, saying that he knows what he needs to do, and that he put in the necessary work during training. All that's left is for him to prove that his theory works in the actual game. And with that, the kickstart of the match starts. Kaiser and Ness trades passes to start it off like always. And as they are doing so, Isagi is looking at them from the side, saying that Uber's formation is an ultra-defensive formation that's tightly packed in the center. And even if they manage to shake their marks in the 1v1, the other Uber's players will immediately press them with 2 or even 3 players. Kaiser comes to Nico, and Nico thanks Kaiser for making Isagi stronger. After that, Kaiser passes to Ness. However, Ness jumps over it and lets it roll over to Grim. After Grim has gotten the ball, that's when Ness starts to run all that he can, moving all the way to the front. It looks like the ball is going to Ness, but in reality, he's just the bait for a much bigger fish, which of course is Kaiser, who's currently battling Nico. Isagi is amazed that they were able to break Uber's formation by making Ness make a run from the midfield. However, as the ball falls to Kaiser, another one appears. He cuts off the pass with pinpoint accuracy, and that's when we get to know that it's the heartbeat of Uber's defense, and also a next-generation World 11 by the name of Don Lorenzo the Ace Eater. Isagi says that Lorenzo managed to instantly catch on to Kaiser's unpredictable attack, and then positioned himself perfectly so that he could shut it down in one move, calling Lorenzo's vision, positioning, and physical ability all top-notch. Kaiser tells Lorenzo to stop laughing, and that every time he shows off those golden teeth of his, it pisses Kaiser off. Lorenzo ignores that and asks Kaiser if he's worth more than 300 million yen if he managed to shut Kaiser down. Kaiser just calls him a creepy, gold-toothed loan shark who only seeks people as money, which Lorenzo responds with a quote saying that there's nothing in this world that money can't buy, showing us his obsession with money. Then Lorenzo starts to brutally just point at everyone saying how much they are worth. Kind of rude. However, after that, he asks them if they are ready for their counterattack. Lorenzo is about to pass a long cross-up on the field, however Kunigami comes to stop him, but ends up with broken ankles by Lorenzo, who beautifully gets away from him, only to find Raichi behind. Raichi tells him to just try and get past him, however Lorenzo kind of owns him by calling him worthless, as he's worth absolutely 0, before doing some crazy ninja moves to get behind Raichi. Lorenzo makes a one-touch with Sendo to get behind Yukimiya. Igarashi gets up from his seat and tells them to do something to stop Lorenzo. Beside him, we have Hiroi, who's carefully watching the field saying that this is really bad. On defense, the Ubers string together consecutive presses and funnel their opponent towards Lorenzo, who lies in wait on the back line, and as soon as Lorenzo steals the ball, they make a switch. This makes it into a flexible system where Nico drops back to play centre-back while Lorenzo participates in the attack. They use their large number of players to their advantage to attack all at once and create a long-range zombie counter-attack. Lorenzo goes into a shooting stance and baits that guy that I forgot the name of. Corona goes to stop him, but Hiroi thinks that it's a mistake, and that the second they focus too much on stopping Lorenzo, they lose track of the one player who absolutely thrives in these situations, which of course is the king himself, Baru Shuei. Hiroi says Baru and Lorenzo together make a system where the two kings of offense and defense combine forces, saying that this is Uber's goal-scoring formula. However, before the ball can even get to Baru, someone stops it. And who else would it be if not Isagi Yoichi? Isagi takes the ball and makes some really cool slide on the ground, but he says that it's nice to finally see the trick behind his hat trick before saying that he will be taking the ball. Even Lorenzo is shocked that he's only worth 50 million. Isagi now has the ball. While running away from Baru, Isagi says that his body is now able to keep up a lot better with his thought. We can assume that Isagi went through some intense training with Kunigami before this match, as Isagi went to Kunigami for help some chapters ago. After that, we get these incredible panels with pieces flying everywhere, and Isagi saying that it's time to score of the counterattack. And who else would assist Isagi if it weren't for our favorite shark boy Corona, who alongside Isagi trades passes. Yukimiya is looking at the duo from afar as he says that attack with a counterattack of their own. With Lorenzo so high up the field, the Ubers still haven't organized their defense, and right now, Isagi and Corona is able to steamroll through the field. It seems like Isagi has really worked hard to improve for this match, because his passing drills with Corona have really paid off. However, Isagi will get into some trouble as Yukimiya says that he will change his target to him and tells him to not take any hard feelings as this is their team's philosophy, devouring each other to create chemical reactions. However, Yukimiya is once again catching another L as Isagi uses Yukimiya to get behind one of the Uber's defender. Yukimiya compliments Isagi and says that his dribblings have drastically improved. However, it's more than that, because to get past the incoming defender, Isagi deliberately used Yukimiya as bait. Isagi finally has the thing which has been holding him down, a body to maximize his vision. As Isagi is running away, Yukimiya says that he is still evolving and that it's expected of his rival. After that, we see Kaiser, who has his eyes on Isagi and is probably thinking of a way to steal the ball away, but that quickly goes into ruin as Lorenzo blocks him. And I find it so funny that it's almost more players of Bastard Munchen who is trying to get the ball from Isagi than the Ubers. After that, we finally get to see Nico, and I wish the author showed him more because I love his character. Anyway, he says that since Lorenzo is marking Kaiser, he won't be able to fall back, and if they get hit on the counter in this situation, their first priority as defenders isn't to steal the ball, but rather focus on slowing down their attack. A defensive formation designed to stop a quick counter-attack by slowing down the pace of the game. However, their plan gets quickly thrown to the side, as Isagi isn't slowing down, but instead charging in. And Nico quickly realizes that Isagi and Corona knew that they were going to defend like this, so they have no choice but to challenge them in a speed battle. Isagi slips between Nico and Aiku and is now headed to the goal. Corona passes him, but just then Isagi gets accompanied. And of course, it isn't anyone from the Ubers, but instead his own teammate again. But this time it's Ness who tells Isagi that in the event of Lorenzo getting hold of Kaiser, it's then his job to crush Isagi by any means necessary. He says that after studying Isagi's direct shot, he realized that it's trash, a defective shot that he can only shoot with his right foot. Ness has a smug look on his face as he says that once he knocks Isagi off balance, he's finished. But Isagi asks him to think again as he uses his left foot, creating a lefty shot which goes right into the net, shocking everyone. But most importantly, giving Bastard Munchen a 1-goal lead, the one who is most stunned of them all is Ness, who in shock asks Isagi what he did. And that's how Isagi became the new king of Blue Lock. And let me just tell you that Isagi's goal left me completely speechless. To think that Isagi was able to develop such an incredible lefty shot in such a short period of time is just mind-blowing. But please tell me what you thought about this match down in the comment. And if you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel. And while you are at it, leave a comment and a like, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another one of my videos, then please watch the video which will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.